In this video, we're going to explore how to use the complex search option of the LEPR-TraceDs database. I'm going to log in the usual way. And instead of using the quick search by reference or quick search by laboratory option, as we discussed in the first video, we're going to do the configure complex search, which presents a page where you can actually specify exactly how, what metadata and what primary data you would like to use to specify the search. For example, we could choose a search that's based on data only at 1 atmosphere or data only from multi-anvil experiments. Let's try that, for example. Let's choose multi-anvil, and then let's press the search button, and that will go retrieve all the experiments from the LEPR-TraceDs database that were performed in multi-anvil apparatus. That's very nice. But we can do much more complicated things using the multi-search option. Let's reset so that we're starting from the beginning. And now, instead of choosing metadata to define the search, let's specify constraints that are directly on chemical things or phase properties that are present in the experiment. So for example, let's come here and say we would like to have experiments that contain a liquid phase. And then we would like to make sure that the experiment also has olivine. And we'd like to make sure that the experiment also has plagioclase. Now we could go in and, for example, on the plagioclase, we could say that the particular plagioclase has to have silica, which contains various restrictions on the silica content. Or let's do it for liquid, just to see. Let's go and say, okay, we're only looking into liquid, olivine, plagioclase experiments where the silica content of the liquid is between, let's say, 50 weight percent and 70 weight percent silica. And that specifies those constraints. So now if we do a search, we go through the entire LEPR-TraceDs database, and we've guaranteed that all the experiments that are retrieved have liquid, have olivine, have plagioclase, and that the liquid contains somewhere between 50 and 70 weight percent silica. If I click, for example, on the first experiment that's been retrieved here, we can check that by noting that the liquid contains 60% silica, and we can check that by noting that both plagioclase and olivine are present. Notice that there are other phases present. We haven't said those phases can't exist in the experiment. We've only guaranteed that the experiments we've extracted contain liquid, olivine, and plagioclase. If we go back to the list, we could now select all of these experiments by simply saying select all experiments, and then we could download them all into an Excel file and process them further